Thank you for clicking on this video. I've gotten some questions asking about how to add the iPad as a display for my Mac Mini because I showed in my previous video that I was using it as a third display along with my two Thunderbolt displays. So I wanted to do a quick tutorial on how to show you how to add your iPad as a display. I'm going to go ahead and put the specifications here on the screen to show you which iPads are compatible with what they call, this is voice over me, I had a brain fart, but they call it Sidecar. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that now. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and, when you're first setting it up with your iPad, you can add the iPad as a display either wirelessly or wired. I found that it's more reliable to do it through a wire connected directly to your computer. I actually now have my iPad hooked up through one of the Thunderbolt displays with a USB cord via Lightning. So I will be connecting this through wired means. You can do it wirelessly. I do have decent internet here, but even with that, it's still kind of spotty when I'm trying to have things go over to my iPad screen with the computer. But when you first initially want to set it up, you want to go to System Settings, and I believe you can only do this with Ventura, starting with Ventura. I don't think you can do it on previous operating systems, so you got to make sure that both your Mac OS is updated as well as your iPad OS is updated as well. So once you get to Settings, you want to go down to Displays. You'll see your connected displays here at the top, and on the left you'll have a range. You'll want to click the plus button, and this will add another display to your computer. And here we have my iPad showing up at the very top. It's right now selected as Link Keyboard and Mouse to iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and select iPad there. And now my iPad is connected. So right now you can see that there's the mouse. Here on the iPad, it's on the iPad now. You'll notice that if you hover around an icon, it kind of highlights more. And then I can switch it back up to my Mac. Now, if you want to use your iPad as an actual display, instead of just only utilizing your keyboard and mouse, what you want to do is you want to click on the iPad. You'll notice that it's active when there's a little arrow right here pointing to the iPad instead of either one of the displays itself. And you'll notice that there it says here, use as. And you see that when you hover your mouse where it says Link Keyboard and Mouse, it highlights as a drop-down menu. So when I click on that and use or select Extended or Mirror Display. So when you do that, it switches your iPad to a display. So now this is effectively my third display here for my computer. And as you can see, both my Thunderbolt displays are active. My iPad is active as a third display. And here you can select iPad again, because when you change anything with the displays, it will automatically default to your first display. My left display is considered my first display. This is considered my second display, and the iPad is considered my third display. So right now it does say Extend Display. You have the option of showing a sidebar on the iPad, so you can either have it set to never, have it on the left, so that's what the sidebar looks like on the left, or you can select to have it on the right. I like to have it as never, so that way I can utilize the full screen. And keep in mind, whenever you make a change to your displays, it automatically defaults back to your first display instead of keeping the option selected as iPad. So you have to manually go back to iPad anytime you want to make any adjustments to the display. You do also have the option for touch bar, so you can either never show the touch bar. For those who may not know, the touch bar on the MacBook Pros, they currently still only have it on the 13-inch MacBook Pro right now. The touch bar is that row that's at the top that replaces the function row. So you do get the functionality of the touch bar if you use an iPad. So I keep mine on the bottom. You can either have yours on the top, the bottom, or select it to never if you never want to use the touch bar functionality. I am curious and have never used the touch bar before on any of the MacBook Pros that they've had. So I'm keeping mine on so that way I can utilize that functionality. Now that I have this set up, I'm going to go back to arrange to make sure that right now they set the iPad automatically to the left of my first display. So I'm going to actually reposition it to where it's set up like it is physically set up here to match the software. So that way, whenever I go and use this iPad as my display, I can go ahead and have a seamless experience. So I have activity monitor up. Now I have that on my iPad display, and I can keep it down there and then use these two displays as I see fit. If you may have noticed, now that I brought the activity monitor to my iPad display, the touch bar row is now showing up. So I can use the touch bar to switch between the different functions that are active here. So CPU, memory, energy, so on and so forth. So I think it's a pretty neat feature. And that is how you set up your iPad as a display. Again, I'm going to go ahead and show the screens, show the specifications, so that way you'll know which iPads you're able to use as another display and with which computers you can do that with. Now that we've had it set up here in settings, we're able to go into Control Center. And in Control Center, you should be able to adjust what they call screen mirroring. So you can choose the option for screen mirroring and select your iPad. Your iPad should show up as a place to screen mirror to, and you'll get the option to either use as a separate display or mirror any one of your other displays that are connected to your computer. And so that is the quick and easy way after the very first time that you set it up with. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I try to make the tutorial as quick as possible. I'll go ahead and leave the knowledge base articles from Apple so that way you can read on how to do it as well. And if you want to see me do more tutorials on anything Mac related, feel free to let me know in the comments. And go ahead and subscribe for more content because I do plan on doing more tutorials for Mac OS, iPad OS, and iOS related tutorials. And if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, subscribe, go ahead and like, and then share this with your friends and see if they like this as well, especially for those who are trying to set up their iPad as a display as well. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next video.